Hey, this ain't a drill. Only time I plan is on the field. And when I'm on the field, no, I got mad skills. And you know we bout to eat this a fast meal. I gotta pay for this heat like a gas bill. We keep on coming back, so yeah, they mad still. 716 make them pay with some bad bills. Red, white, and blue like Superman, so you know we eating at the Super Bowl. Kill the competition, set up the funeral. Josh Allen catching all the shots you go for. We callin' blitz. Ready to start, we ain't calling no quits. I'm the #1 draft pick. A lot of y'all talk, but I ain't hearing it. Only listen to Keyshawn and niggas talk about the Bills dominating on the field. All our players got them skills. Buffalo don't make a kill when we talk about the Bills. Dominating on the field, and our players got them skills. Buffalo won't make a kill.
What's going on? Welcome back to another live episode of the Post Podium Podcast. Home.
Hey, this ain't a drill. Only time I plan is on
that. Yes. Yes.
So obviously we're scrambling here. I am your co-host Aramis.
I don't know who I am anymore. I think I'm Key. 40 keys.
You might be.
I might be today.
All right. We back. Look, we got a great show lined up for y'all. A lot of good stuff to get to, including this NFL scandal. I don't know if you heard anything about that. Did you?
Yeah, I did.
You did?
That was actually on my docket.
Okay.
I was looking for these. They fell out my pocket. They scattered like church mice. I was like, oh man. So they were in the wires, and I found both of them scavenged, so we're good. Everything right now is cool. I'm a little discombobulated right now because I ran in just as we started the show. So I'm here, though.
Okay, Junie, real quick, I need you to take a look at the filter settings on Key's cam because he looks really, really grainy.
Maybe I am grainy.
Hold on.
Am I grainy?
Let's see if this does anything here. Check. Yeah. Nope. Nothing. There we go.
Am I grainy? I want to see grain. Yeah, I am. Look at that.
He's still grainy.
It's all right.
He's still grainy. All right, you got to take a look at the camera. So let's do this. We'll talk a little bit about the NFL scandal later, but I want to. Oh my gosh, where is it now? Why's my mouse not showing up? Do you have any stuff we heard, bro?
Well, the collusion thing was one of the things I had as stuff, but
okay.
Also, I just wanted to know. I had a question to myself earlier when I was working and watching my tablet. You know, my Netflix binges.
Okay.
I caught myself. I'm like, wait a minute, you're 41. Why are you watching this stuff? I'm in there watching what was I watching today? Perfect Match. I usually watch Too Hot to Handle, and I'm like, why am I watching Brain Rot TV now? I can't stop. I can't get enough of it. And you know what really does it for me though? It's the fact that they have all of this. Oh wow, look at me now. Wow. All right, there we go. It's the fact that they have, accents. They're all foreigners. So you got Australians, you got British, you got French, you got this, that, and third. And slowly but surely, I'm starting to pick up their vernacular. I'm starting to pick up, a lot of things that I wouldn't usually say. Like I think the thing I learned now is that you're getting on well means hanging out and having good chat. Banta, stuff like that. Then I'm like, okay, that's how they talk. That sounds astute. I'm gonna start using that in my everyday life. But no, I think turn me off. No, I think when you're always busy, you need stuff to like kind of tear you away from reality. So, if you watch it, holler at me. If you don't slander me. I mean, I know I'm old. I know they're all younger than me, but it doesn't matter. It's good. It doesn't matter because we all have our vices. Yeah, it does, right, Roy? It looks like aliens are invading. It does, but I think I should be good now. Let's see. Do we trade for Scary Terry? I was going to touch on that because this is we talked about it last show, but I'm gonna bring it up again because somebody sent me a trade proposal. James Cook, a 4th, a 5th for Terry McLaurin. And while okay, fine, if that's what you want to do. How you going to get them on the payroll? We talked about it. You can't make it. It's not legal. You can't make the trade when you have no money. I think we have $170,000 right now. So
I mean, you can get a few people to sign some confidentiality agreements on salary and try and slip it through the back door or something.
Yeah, you got to do something because it's not possible. I mean, you're talking about trying to put the guy in the. I think he would be. I think I saw like 16 million against the cap for us now. And we only have 170,000. And I know people say, well, you got time. No, you don't, because they won't let you trade somebody unless it fits on your. Even if you have $1 left, you got to get him on the payroll to the positive. So you would have to get rid of $17 million just to get this guy on your team. So who are you trying to get rid of? I know everybody talks about restructure this, restructure that, but how old do you want your teams to be? They can't move contracts easily anymore. They can't.
So on overthecap.com, the team cap space right now is minus 100,000. I'm sorry, yeah,
170,000.
100,700.
Mm-hmm. And that's the top 51. Kev said they can move contracts. No, they can't. They already messed that up. They already did. They did that to death already. The only contracts you can move right now are you could do Dion again. You're gonna have to do Dion again. You can do something with Josh. You can do something with
Milano.
Dawson Knox, I think.
Connor McGovern.
You have to extend him because this is last year. Yeah, you have to extend him. David Edwards, you have to extend.
But his cap number this season is $9 million right now. So if you extended him, that would,
But you got to remember, you got to get $60 million at that point. Because if you're looking
there's
at,
no way you're getting.
That's what I'm saying. You're trying to get Terry McLaurin under contract, and he's going to want to sign an extension. He's going to want that, that $30 million, because $30 million is not top wide receiver money anymore. So he might want more than that.
Right.
So you got to clear what you're already in your arrears, and then find the money to get his contract. So Kevin said over the cap. I know. I mean, you can move them, but you're moving players, and you're making your team worse for one guy. And this does not have anything to do with James Cook. That's fine. This doesn't have anything to do with the player that McLaurin is. It doesn't have anything to do with me not wanting him on the team for somebody that's already here. It's just feasibly, it's not doable.
Yep.
Sorry.
Was good, Billy D? Was good, Thomas? Was good, Big Papa Bill? Says Greg Rousseau will finally have a 10-sack season. You think so, bro?
I'm glad you said something about Greg Rousseau, because he was actually part of my show as well. But I had a question for people later. But do I think he's going to get 10 sacks? No. But am I okay with that? Yes, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with him not getting, because I don't think that's as well. Will he get 10 at some point? I'm sure he'll luck into it at some point.
Yeah.
But I don't have a reason to believe this is the year, unless Landon Jackson really shows up, unless Solomon shows up, Ed Oliver shows up, TJ Sanders shows up, because it's going to have to be it. Joey Bosa is not going to take attention from Greg Rousseau. I'm sorry, he's not. Yeah, right now, Ed Oliver and Greg Rousseau are the two guys that they're going to focus on. And as it stands right now, if you double team Greg Rousseau, it's over. He doesn't have the pass rush moves to get around and play with two guys on the boundary. Ed Oliver will eat. One of them will eat. The other one will eat. Who's in charge of that? I think it was me. But I think if you're asking, will Rousseau have a bigger impact? I think he will have probably similar impact as he's always had. Because I don't know how much more you can do without getting sacks. He's had 8 sacks last season, 8.5, and that's probably about his ceiling.
Yep. I mean, we might as well jump into it now. I mean, we got a few people here. Let's do this. Let's start here on the sack conversation, right? Because I don't want anyone watching to think that this conversation is designed to do anything at all to Greg Rousseau's, prospects or what he's accomplished or anything like that. I think that for the most part, this conversation is designed to add context to Greg Rousseau's career here. One of the things that's happened over the last couple of years is you've actually won me over in terms of respecting what Greg Rousseau does. Because for me, I went based on what the Bills told me he was going to do here.
100%. Yeah, we had that conversation a couple of days
exactly.
ago.
Yeah. In our text messages. And the reality of it is what they told us at that time was absolutely the opposite of what we should have expected from Greg Rousseau. But I love the point you made when you were talking about how the Buffalo Bills couldn't come out in the draft and tell you, hey, this guy is going to be a great edge setter. He's going to be great against the run. Because what? People, like you said.
The hell is that? 30? Oh.
Right. Where's the sacks?
Right.
People would have been asking that question. You're spending a first-round pick on a defensive end when your biggest need at the time was a pass rusher, and you go and get this guy. So let's start here.
I have good news on Greg Rousseau and the sack potential, though.
Okay. Let's hear it.
He's got 25 sacks on the season.
Okay.
I don't even want to do you like this because I was going to make a joke. But so all he has to do is play 26 seasons to get to Bruce Smith level.
Hell no,
But
bro. Who's doing that?
Nobody. But the funny thing about it is, you know that he's how did it go? I have it here. He is where are my notes? Okay, so he's got one less sack than Ed Oliver.
Okay.
There's 3 nose tackles ahead of him on the all-time list of sacks, which kind of that guts me thinking about nose tackles. I really feel like I need to take a shower to knowing that. But on the bright side, I think he's 5th in defensive ends all time. Bruce Smith doesn't really count because they didn't count tackles for loss. All of Bruce's career, so that's kind of skewed. But he's 5th all time with defensive ends in Buffalo with tackles for loss.
Okay.
So I mean, like you said, that goes into what you said in terms of what his impact is. If you want somebody that does an old school left end that will get you a couple cleanups that might force an issue a time or two. That's your guy. And that's why I said Landon Jackson. If you don't have a Greg Rousseau, you get Landon Jackson because that's your Greg Rousseau.
Gotcha.
But I think if you look at Greg Rousseau's career, his best seasons were with somebody. OLI is gifting people again. Who got it?
Here we go.
Who got it? But I think if you're paying him $20 million at this point in time, you're identifying him as your cornerstone. That's your cornerstone on defense, him and Benford. Okay. But when you get a cornerstone, you have to get somebody that does what the cornerstone doesn't do better.
Correct.
So getting Landon Jackson doesn't really fit the bill. Landon Jackson, he's a good player, and he's been miscast in Arkansas. So we get to see what he's going to do here. But I think we're going to have the same conversation with him that we're having about Rousseau right now. In terms of where's the sacks, where is this, where is that? They told us he was going to do this, that, and the third. He's a high energy player, high motor, but he's not really producing this. And I think that's unfair. And I want to call it out right now. I don't want to hear people say, a year or two down the line, well, we didn't get what we thought we were getting. Go watch his tape. Go look at his numbers. If he does better than what he showed you in Arkansas, great. Yeah, that should be your baseline. Don't chastise and villainize a guy because he does what he does.
Right. And that's so. One of the things we got to start having a mind to do, obviously, and I think what this teaches us is we got to start having a mind to go and research these players or find people that actually research these players and try to take as much information in as possible, because there were a lot of people this season talking about Landon Jackson being, this elite pass rusher and this and that. Like, you've been saying it forever, even during our draft shows, that he's baby Greg, baby Groot. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Same guy essentially. Mm-hmm. And what I appreciate about Landon Jackson in I guess in relation to Greg Rousseau is, if something ever happened to Groot, you got another guy that can step right in and fill that role. No issue. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I guess the worry at that point becomes, has the NFL or
Kevin got it.
Huh?
Kevin got it. Go ahead.
Yeah. Kev, that means you got to hop in the Discord chat, bro. I'm going to hit you up, or you can hit us up on social media anywhere, direct message. I'll put the email
anywhere tickets are sold.
Yeah, right. I'll put the email in the chat. But I guess it kind of begs the question that I asked in the thumbnail, which is, where's the NFL going, or where are teams going, or what's really worth the trouble right now? Is it pressures or is it sacks? Because Greg Rousseau got his contract off of pressures, mm-hmm. right? Meanwhile, you got players like who's the guy? Oh my gosh, the kid from Philly.
Which one? You talking about? No, hang on. Who you talking about?
Let's just talk about TJ Watt right now, because TJ Watt's up for contract.
Okay.
He's going to get paid off of sacks, mm-hmm. and he's going to get a lot of money because of that. And it's probably going to be closer to Myles Garrett money than it is to Greg Rousseau money.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. I think Greg Rousseau money compared to Myles Garrett now is
he's got half.
Yes, about half. Mm-hmm. Right. So TJ Watt's probably going to be, somewhere in the $35 million range, somewhere around there.
Yep.
But the reason that those guys can get that much money is because the league values the statistic and the effect of sacks more than they do pressures, mm-hmm. right? But I guess from what you've seen so far in the study that we've done this week, What do you think has a bigger impact in the game?
If you're going based on the front four, I neither, honestly, for me, neither.
Interesting.
Yeah, for me, it's I think it's quarterback hits for me because
Okay.
that the whole premise of the sack obviously is taking away yardage, but what's more than that is the psychology of the game.
Yes.
You know, when a quarterback knows you're over there and you hit him 2-3 times, even if you don't get a sack, he knows you're there.
Yep.
You know, a pressure, we can slide protection over here, we're good. But when you get hit and I can't figure out how to stop this guy from hitting me, you know, refs aren't throwing flags. It's not late. I don't know what I'm doing. It's in the back of your mind. And what we've seen in the last 3 years is the average depth of target going down. We've seen the completion percentage go up across the league, but we've seen lesser yardage for completion. We've seen lesser yardage for lesser targeted attempts. We've seen lesser time in the pocket. We've seen lesser time to throw, or more time to throw, because guys are scrambling now. So that's why Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert, all these guys that can kind of move.
Mhm.
That's why you're seeing the higher time to throw, because they're not throwing from the pocket anymore. Whereas guys that you're seeing standing in the pocket, Tua, they have those low time to throws because it's predetermined. So my question to you before you get into your premise, and I'm sure I agree with you as well, is do you know what the trend, what we're trending towards in the defensive scheme? Is it more man? Is it more zone? Are we going back to one or the other?
So it's a lot of it is going to zone now.
Mhm.
The man coverage numbers will show a lot. There's a lot more teams converting to zone coverage, just because of how quick the passing game is and all of uh the trips formations and all of
Mhm.
these route concepts that are designed to pick players off now, the whip routes and stuff like that just completely destroy man coverage. The other part of this too is the mobility of quarterbacks.
Yep.
Right, it's much more beneficial schematically for a defense to have their guys looking at the backfield at all times, with guys like Josh Allen and Pat Mahomes and Lamar Jackson, and Kyler Murray
Mhm.
being able to take off.
Mhm.
I mean, even Joe Burrow will run from time to
Yep.
time, even though he likes to stay in the pocket more than
Yeah,
most.
he's almost like Jim Kelly. He doesn't really run.
Right, but he can, and that's
He can, but
right.
yeah.
The crazy part is he can, but he doesn't. Jared
Mhm.
Goff, I would say, is a guy that's like stuck in the pocket.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I thought this was interesting because sacks in general are a part of QBR,
Mhm.
right? And there are 8 quarterbacks that were ahead of Josh Allen, right? Now, mind you, Josh Allen was first in the league last year in getting sacked. He only got sacked 14 times.
Mhm.
You could say, the team allowed 14 sacks, however you want to look at that, right? It's up to you. But with him being the least sacked quarterback, there were still 8 guys ahead of him in QBR, right? I just want to kind of talk about the context of all this. So, first on that list is Lamar Jackson at 119.4.
Mhm.
Second on the list is Jared Goff at 112.6, Joe Burrow at 108.5, Baker Mayfield at 106.8, Jalen Hurts at 103.4, Sam Darnold at 102.9, Jaden Daniels at 102.5, and then Justin Herbert at 101.4. Guess who number 10 was? It's kind of surprising.
Who?
Jordan Love.
Yeah.
Jordan Love with 99.8. Josh Allen was at 100.8. Most of y'all probably know that by now. But the reason I bring this up is it's an indicator of a quarterback's performance that takes into context a lot of things, namely completion percentages, the sacks, your I looked it up. Hold on a second.
Yeah, I'm glad you said. I was kind of hoping you were going to say we're trending towards zone, because that explains why a lot of the plays are faster. Because
Yeah.
quarterbacks can once they see it on tape, they kind of know where the tendency of the zone is going to sit. They know the depth. They know, because that's the stuff they study. How deep do they drop in these certain looks and stuff? So they can check down the different plays that allow them to throw things faster. Allow them to throw things to the gaps that they perceive to be in the defense. So of course the average depth, because you're not going to throw deep against the zone. You're not going to throw you're not going to throw these not sit down routes, but crossers against a linebacker, 2 linebackers dropping. These are things that they take away, and those are longer development plays. Those are plays that yield more yards before the pass is completed, which is why you see a lot of these RPOs, that's one thing that went up as well. RPOs went way up. Why is that? Because of what we're talking about.
Yep.
And when pressures, me and Laura looked at something, pressures went up, and pressures went down, everything else went up. And vice versa. When pressures were going up, everything else it was like, okay, so why is this?
Pressures peaked in 2021.
Yeah.
And then they went down from there.
So it's like, why is this?
Yeah.
And we had to delve into it. Like, I don't really understand, because it's not what we thought we were going to see. So I think this just offensive coordinators understanding, okay, this everybody eats thing. I'll just say it, just because everybody knows what that looks like. Everybody eats thing. It's short. It's quick. We'll get everybody that doesn't separate from anybody else, because the defense doesn't know who to focus on in our zones. They don't know who to look for.
Yeah.
So somebody's going to be open if you got a guy like Josh Allen, somebody or Burrow, or somebody that can decipher a defense very well.
Well, it's not just that, and I like how the question kind of leads to this point with pressures in general, right? So when you look at the stats and you look at 2019, 2020, and 2021, those were the years where the Chiefs offense was exploding, the Bills offense was exploding. I think the Bengals were in there, going toe to toe with everybody. Offense, the passing game in general was huge, right? The pressure numbers in 2019, 4,526 pressures, 2020, 4,539 pressures total for every team in that year. And then it peaked in 2021, 4,755 pressures in the NFL that year. Then it goes down to 4,207, 4337, and then 4318. So I'm picking out 2019 through 2021 to kind of bring out that was the era before the too high safety came to play. Right? Too high safety dropped in 2022, basically, is when defensive coordinators decided we are no longer letting you go deep on us.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And some of that, I think, has to do with what people saw the Bills do against the Chiefs. Because for as much as we tried against that offense, too high safety seemed to be the thing that stopped the big plays. Right. And I think if you look at the way the Chiefs had to score, even in the 13 seconds game, it was still, we had to hit you underneath, and our players made big plays against your players, missing tackles or, whatever the case was, to get long run after catch type of plays. Because before that game, it was the Chiefs going over the top of everybody with Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. It didn't matter. You just couldn't stop them because people were trying to man up. They were trying to double team Kelce, or they would try to bracket Tyreek Hill, and they kind of didn't think the too high safety thing would be effective enough at the time. And I'm not trying to put words in people's mouth, but it's just what it seemed like, because nobody really did it like the Bills did it. And then 22 hits and pressures drop like in a crazy way by 598 pressures.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
It didn't hit above 20%, except for last year. I think you said 2019, and then it went down, and last year they went up by 1%.
Yep.
And I mean, it's interesting, because, like I said before, what it bodes to is the teams that have the quarterbacks that don't just stand there and look are the ones that are, I'm not going to say successful with but it's just interesting. The more the pressure, the higher the completion percentage, and the higher the lower the average, because that just tells you everybody's coming looking for the dump off. They're looking for something else.
Yeah.
Just not standing looking for it to sell for that, which feeds into your point about the too high safety. It's changed the way football is played.
Yep.
It's changed the way the football is spoken about. It's changed the way people look at the game. And I think, more innovations like that are always welcome and always interesting to be had.
Yeah. One of the things that I like about this conversation in general is the comparison of pressures to sacks. And I guess this is kind of now getting into more of the discussion over Groot and his contract and his value to the team, right? The Bills really have, aside from Von Miller, they have not really prioritized a pass rusher type of pass rusher, like a speedy guy. You know what I'm saying? Because Joey Bosa is not that. He's not that. He's a power rusher, and everything he does is just, I'm going to overpower you.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? There's no bend to his game. There's no speed to his game. None of that, right? And that's cool if you want your defensive line to be primarily responsible for the run game, in which the nickel defense, typically the defensive line, has to be responsible for the gaps, and then the linebackers are kind of a secondary coverage unit for that run game in a sense. But ideally, in a nickel defense, you still want somebody that can go and get the quarterback, right? And I think what ends up happening with our defensive line, what has happened is, you've got guys like Groot, you've got guys like AJ Epinesa, you got guys like Kingsley Jonathan, who are, these bigger, slower footed, type of pass rushers that are good against the run, but they don't have the kind of speed and bend to really, really get to the quarterback in the 2 seconds that it's taking for these quarterbacks to get the ball out of their hands. Right. And so what happens is you have a defense that is now heavily reliant on pressure. And one of the things that we've seen in the playoffs is the defense doesn't perform the same. Why? I put out the stat, and I even talked a little bit about this on, I commented in WGR's a clip that Dorothy sent me about this discussion over, oh my gosh, Bulldog was talking about something.
Look at you go coming to WGR. You trying to go big time on me, ain't you? Look at you.
What you did? Please, no, it was a clip that got sent to me. I didn't go looking for this thing.
No, hey, I listen to it all the time, but hey, look. You commenting, you big time now.
No, I don't know about that.
I mean, I did get a like from Mike Soap one time when I tweeted.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. It was
okay.
Interesting. I was like, I've arrived.
Well, anyway, they was talking about something, and I mentioned the study that I did last year of Sean McDermott's 2 years ago, rather, Sean McDermott's performance against quarterbacks with a win percentage of 500 or better, and his record was bad against those types of quarterbacks. Now, that was as of going into last season, right? So that accounted for the season before that, and then last season going into last season, right? So the previous 2 years. I didn't include last year in that study. But anyway.
Got you, Beth. Got you.
What?
I'm sorry. She's big time. Man.
Oh, snap. Yo, she's really big time.
Big time.
Snap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stand corrected. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But my point in bringing that up was the level of quarterback that you get to in the playoffs isn't as fallible when it comes to pressure, right? Every quarterback in practice deals with simulated pressure. And I think one of the things I love about what you said in terms of hitting the quarterback is that it has such a psychological effect that you talked about, where pressures mean more, right? But one of the things that we've seen the Bills do is back off when they get to quarterbacks.
Yep.
They'll pressure and they'll pass rush, but once they get there, if they don't see that ball, they just hands off. And I understand to a degree that has to be coached, because you don't want the penalties. You don't want the roughing the passer and what comes with that. But at the same time, if you had guys who rushed the passer better, they would get there a split second faster and be able to hit the quarterback, even if it wasn't a sack.
See, this is the mentality that we lack in Buffalo, and I promised myself I wasn't going to be negative today, so I won't. But there's a clip.
As negative as you want, brother.
Oh snap!
Hey,
I don't have much negativity in my soul today. This is my first week. No, this is my first week of 5 days working. I am juiced right now. I'm like,
take a sip.
So
take a sip.
Which means that you got energy today.
No, I need that Reed's tea early today. Basically, what I'm saying.
We all need that today, man.
But no, there's a clip of Geno Smith. I think they were playing against the Rams. And you know who the Rams had? Number 99.
Yep.
I think it was Geno Smith. He snapped it, and I don't even know if Donald was touched. And he was mic'd up. He was hot mic saying, "God damn!" and threw the ball to the ground. We need that. We need somebody like that.
The quarterback said that?
Yeah, because he was like, "God damn!" He threw it to the ground. Like he just. Well, see, that's the thing, and the second part to this thought is this: if you get that roughing the passer, I would take the roughing passer if I had a notion there was somebody in the back five that said, you know what, I'm about to take that ball.
Yeah,
I'm about to take. If McDermott, see, the thing about this conversation to me is it goes well beyond the front four. It goes to, I always say, the safeties. Because what it is to me is if the quarterback can't identify somebody to throw the ball too fast enough, you got these rovers, you got these guys like Max Harrison is supposed to be that can step in front of the pass and just like that, the quarterback's got to think just for another second, and that's that second that you need for your Rousseau to touch the quarterback, to Ed Oliver to get free, TJ Sanders to get free, Landon Jack. That's what we need. We need the back. We need it to be murky. There was a clip of, I think it was the Chiefs. That is that Spags? No, is that Spags?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look at me go. Where they disguised the coverage to the point where they were like doing this revolving triangle deal with the linebacker and two safeties. Like they were dropping in coverage, but they were like rotating.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it completely confused everything that the quarterback thought he saw. It turned into something completely different. So in essence, it turned into almost a single high. When they lined up too high and they rotated, the linebacker will say went to the right, the free safety came down to the left, and it just kind of tilted. So now you're seeing a whole different scheme of how to protect this pass. But what we do is every time, and I think me and you talked about it when Levi was here. You're like, this dude sucks. He keeps backing off. I said, look what they did with this dude. They just want him to do that. Then when they got rid of him, Christian Benford. Now he's backing up. Is he better than Levi? Yes. Dorothy? Yes.
Yeah,
but they're asked. So that tells me it's not a Levi thing. It's not a Christian thing. It's a coach thing. It tells me I want to be soft. If somebody said cream puff, I want to play this soft bend, but don't break. Break sometime, because when you break sometime, you're gonna win sometime, and that win, it tastes sweet, man. It tastes real sweet.
Yep. Billy D says we need a flexible defense. I think you're talking about like a multiple style defense, multiple formations, different, doing different things within those formations. I would love to see that. I mean, the amoeba defense that the Packers had to play that year when Charles Woodson was their best player by far.
Yep.
I mean, that to me is what I always imagine the Bills defense being if they had an elite defensive coordinator, is a guy that could just take pieces and make freaking apple pie with it, right? And not to say that Sean McDermott hasn't done that to some degree with guys who are less talented than other players on other teams, but what I saw the I forget who the defense, it might have been Dom Capers. That might have been Dom Capers, who was the defensive coordinator of that Packers team. But for what that defensive coordinator did in Green Bay with those players, I would love to see Sean's mind be able to cook some stuff up like that here, because I think he can. I just think so much of what he employs on the field is built around his belief as opposed to his creativity.
Oh, 100%. I mean, if you look at, and I'm going to take shot, pow, 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 pow.
We gotta save that. There's gotta be a button every time we about to take shots.
Pow, pow, pow. So, I mean, the biggest indictment on this regime is this, and this is schematically. If you have Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer, and you see what they do, you see how he uses them. They retire, move on, get injured, whatever the case may be, and you do the exact same thing with Taylor Rapp and DeMar Hamlin. That tells me you're not flexible enough to say, okay, we did this before, but we don't have that skill set anymore. This is the skill set we have, so we got to do this with these guys now.
Right.
So that's what we need to see from these guys. So, I think the biggest problem with our defense is not the players; it's just hanging them out to dry, doing stuff they don't know what they're doing stuff, and it has nothing to do. Everybody, the scheme is difficult. It's not the scheme. It's not the scheme. The scheme is not difficult for guys that are used to it. If you're used to playing a certain way, you're going to know how to do it without thinking about it. It's not that complicated. It's just that they got guys that don't do that. Kyer Elam comes in and, we're going to play zone. What? Wait, whoa. That's the one thing he can't do.
Right.
We're going to make him do it and then watch him fail miserably.
Right.
And then people
talk about he needs to earn his way on the field.
And then people jump on him. This guy's he doesn't want to be here. He's bashing Buffalo. No, he didn't bash Buffalo. They bashed him.
Right. To me, I think if you don't have a desire for that kind of creativity, or you haven't gotten to that place yet of wanting something different, you are essentially, I'm just going to say it. You're part of the problem. I don't know how else to say it. I mean no disrespect to anybody when I say that, but you are part of the reason the team can't evolve, because you are not complaining about this. You are not making noise about this. You are choosing to listen to those people who say, stop griping, stop whining, just enjoy the winning.
Mhm.
And you've resigned to accepting that winning means you might win a championship at some point. You don't know when that's going to be. You may never win a championship. You just have to be happy with winning games, essentially, right? And I'm not saying that never winning a championship is guaranteed. I'm not saying that winning a championship is guaranteed. What I'm saying is that this mindset of just be happy with the winning is what's killing the force that drives this team to continue to evolve and get better and do better things on the field. If we are not asking the hard questions at the end of the season, or the hardest question we ask is, what would you change?
Right.
Because that's essentially the hardest question that these guys get asked.
Yeah, I think and you said something, and it piqued my interest. I'm gonna just say the K word. Well, I don't know what you said, but what is the K word?
I don't know. I hope it's not anything bad. I don't want to get
gotta
canceled.
be. No, somebody says the K word prohibited in the chat or something. I don't know. We don't even know what the K word is. But anyway,
killed maybe.
Yeah, yeah, probably. But yeah, I think if you're looking at a team that returns a prime Micah Hyde, a prime Jordan Poyer, you could say we want to do the same thing. I get that.
Yeah.
Because, you add something here, something there, and you do what you've been doing. But when you're trying to redo the whole defense based on, I don't care what anybody said, the spine of this defense is not the spine of the defense when it was good. It's just there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That defense that we had when we were good is not this. We don't have Hyde and Poyer. We don't have, I'll even say, for whatever reason, Tremaine Edmonds was a part of it.
Yeah.
Ed Oliver obviously was there, but you sprinkle in that D tackle was the other piece that we needed. We needed that one tech. We had a one tech in front of, and I said this before we had the show. I said Tremaine Edmonds cannot play against the run. Why? Because he keeps getting washed out by the block.
Yep.
He can't shed. But if you had that one tech, you telling me that Terrell Bernard can shed that much better? No. They got Daquan Jones, and look what happened.
Yep.
That's what it is.
Cleaned it right up.
So what took so long? And now we're trying to replace him with Deion Walker, who's a huge man.
Yeah.
But that's not a skill set.
But you know what's funny about that? I think it's especially after this collusion thing, I don't know how anybody could think that teams are trying to take as much advantage of the players as they can after this collusion news just came out. But think about it like this. And we're probably going to start transitioning that way anyway now because of what I'm about to say. But when you think of the contract that Terrell Bernard just got, and you think about the value of it overall, well,
go take me. I'll put it. I'll make it bigger. I'll make it bigger. Lynn is back in the building, and
Balin spectator. He loves it.
I love when he says it too.
So when you look at the contract that he got and you look at the value of it, and you just kind of take a step back and just think about what Tremaine Edmonds got versus what Terrell Bernard got. It's a stark difference when you consider the draft position, when you consider the fact that Tremaine Edmonds to this point has more tackles than Terrell Bernard does. I don't know what the stat numbers are. I don't know if you want to pull that up, but their interception totals are probably roughly the same.
Right. So are you looking at career? Are you looking at certain years? And I can pull it up. But
you can just give me career. That's fine. Yeah. But I think at this point, Tremaine Edmonds has been, or has performed, I'll just say more than Bernard has. Not just because he's been in the league longer, but he's done more in terms of more tackles per year. I'm pretty sure he's got more sacks than Terrell Bernard has in his career, because of some of the ways that he was used. And here's one of the other things that people forgot about Tremaine Edmonds is his position on the field, and the way that Frazier used him was that Tampa 2, which is Tremaine Edmonds dropping into that deep third safety kind of look in that Tampa 2 formation, in that scheme rather. And when you got a guy that's 6'5", and as fast as he is, he's basically James Williams who was a safety that played at University of Miami that I really wanted to come here.
Yep.
Another 6'5", 230-pound guy. But for what Tremaine Edmonds could do just with his size on the field, created issues, right? Especially when you consider that you had two safeties that could cover really well deep, or they could play man, so you could do some different things with them and just drift Tremaine Edmonds back into that deep middle, and you weren't giving up big plays, because when you play cover 3, that's all it is. You got a deep single safety up high. Right. Tremaine Edmonds essentially could just drop and do that at any point in time. He was fast enough to do it and good enough in coverage to do it. And I'm saying all this to say, my main point in saying all this is, I think it's a travesty that the Buffalo Bills are probably at a point now with linebackers where they can just start churning guys in and out. And we'll just think that it's okay because they've done it with Milano, they've done it with Tremaine Edmonds, and they're gonna eventually do it with Terrell Bernard. I'm telling you right now, Terrell Bernard is going to be oft injured.
Yeah, I compared Terrell Bernard's 3 years to Tremaine Edmonds' first 3 years, and Bernard has 2 more interceptions and 2 more sacks, but Edmonds has almost 100 more tackles, solo tackles, 2 fumbles forced, and more interception yards, while they play the exact same amount of games in their first 3 seasons. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, it is. But again, the shame in all this is there are multiple positions on this team that are going to get churned in and out like that.
Mm-hmm.
Running back is one of them. Wide receiver has been one of them. And I think corner has probably been one of them too.
Yeah.
If you think about what the Bills did when they lost Trey White, or let him go rather, and then brought in Rasul Douglas, and nothing changed. Nothing changed. Levi Wallace left. Christian Benford comes in the very next year as a rookie. Nothing changed at all.
And I think you guys are getting kind of confused. I'm not saying that Bean was going to pay him. What I'm trying to illustrate is when we had that defense, the spine that we had with Milano and Poyer and Hyde and Edmonds and Oliver, all we needed was that piece to keep Edmonds clean.
Yep.
Because if you look what Edmonds was horrible at, it was run defense. You think Terrell Bernard is not that much better, if he is better at all, than Tremaine Edmonds. I'm not a Tremaine Edmonds fan at all. I wasn't ever.
Yeah.
But I can tell you what I see, and what I saw is a guy that we could have fixed his deficiencies. Really, I started to show up by saying Rousseau has deficiencies. He's a cornerstone.
Yep.
You get the guy next to him or opposite him or his other bookend that does what he can't do.
Exactly.
Yes. Yep. And so by getting Daquan Jones when Edmonds was young, guess what? Not Daquan Jones, but that guy is what I'm getting at. You probably would have saw those numbers explode. You would have saw those numbers explode. He got 2 Pro Bowls as a Bill. Terrell Bernard has not yet. So, I mean, we know Pro Bowls are kind of whatever, but at the same time, it's a recognition. It's a recognition.
Yeah. Yeah. So to kind of cap off the sacks and pressures conversation, I think at the end of the day, knowing the way the defensive end position has kind of been churned out too, is, I mean, to be perfectly honest, everybody opposite Greg Rousseau has been a revolving door. Because you're going to see Michael Hoyt there this year. Mm-hmm. You're going to see Bosa. You're going to see Epinesa. And
I forgot about him. You're going to see him. You're going to see Solomon. You're going to see
Solomon. Right.
Somebody you're not going to see. You're going to be standing there though.
you might see Jackson there.
You might.
They don't rotate a Rousseau out of there.
Nope.
They just don't.
Him and Oliver are the only two that play like all the time.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So you got like 6 guys that are going to rotate at one position, essentially, unless Rousseau calls himself off.
Right.
But like you said, that doesn't happen often. So it's I think it's going to be crucial for us as fans to kind of keep that in mind in the draft, keep that in mind when it comes to signings, that these are moves that the team is making with the mindset that the specific player doesn't have the value if they can manufacture the production through the scheme.
Mm-hmm.
But the issue here is that's a good business model, but it's not a good production model on the field when it comes to big time games and big time moments when you need big time plays from big time players. That's the issue.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're being told by all of these shut up and cheer fans is just be all right with the scheme the way it is. Be all right with the player turnover. Be all right with the contract manipulation. Be all right with the focus on scheme production, and never mind all those times in the playoffs where big time plays needed to be made and we didn't have anybody to make them.
Yeah.
Forget about all of that.
Yep.
None of that matters. What really matters is that every year we're going to get to that point where we need a big time from a big time play from a big time player, and we don't have it, and you're just going to have to be okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, Josh Allen is going to just make it work.
That's what it is.
At some point, Josh Allen is going to be so unstoppable that nobody can do anything, and he's going to score 1 million points, and then we're going to win the Super Bowl.
Not even that. He's going to play defense too somehow.
Probably.
Because I heard somebody on a podcast say Josh Allen is the only player that can take over a game. They phrased it in a fashion that sounded like somehow now he plays defense too. And I'm like, no, they said how did they say it? Oh, they said this is the only sport where one guy can take over a whole game. Like, what? No, it's not.
No.
Have you ever watched basketball, hockey, soccer? Right. No, it's not. Not even close. It's the opposite. This is a sport where you can't do jack on that side.
Exactly.
You know, who you blaming for all this? We're just having a conversation, Roy. Why do you think, who's negative? Why are you being negative? Why are we doing this?
He must be showing this to somebody else. And look who they talking about this week. Oh.
He's showing it to Sean. Hey, Sean.
Yep.
I'm going to show you something. No clickbait, Sean. I ain't, not today.
He's friends with Sean McDermott's
right.
father.
The whole time. We didn't even know. You're very good, Roy. You're very good. You got the Bobby Cunningham hat on in his shirt.
That's why he's dressed like that in the picture.
Yeah. Bobby Caldwell. I'm sorry. Look just like things won't. What you won't do for love, right there in that picture. I've been saying it the whole time, but I never said it out of respect. But now I'm going to say it. Anybody that's watching this on YouTube, look at Roy's picture. What you won't do for love.
Oh, that was great. Oh my gosh, my laptop's about to die here.
You know my cord doesn't work on yours?
No, my cord's over there. I'll grab it in a second. But
right.
I'll do it. Just keep going.
He said he's spitting hot fire. Keep going. He said, whatever. I gotta come out the booth.
Hot fire.
Stay with me now.
Stay with me now.
Right. So I'll read this off real quick for those of you who don't know, because the QBR thing that I was bringing up earlier, I don't know if I got to finish that or not, but QBR, it takes into context plays in high leverage situations, distance score, time remaining for those plays, the expected points averages, the play efficiency, you know, the sack avoidance, turnovers, penalties, you know, all that kind of stuff, right? Thank you very much. And how that relates to the pressures versus sacks conversation is pressures are not even mentioned in this.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And pressures have been measured for a while now, ever since advanced stats came out. And somehow pressures are not a part of this at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I think collectively, deep down, we all kind of know that pressures are cool. And they're a cool stat to measure.
I don't know how do you even measure a pressure?
Distance to the quarterback, maybe?
I guess. There's a write-up on how to measure, but it's like, okay, a hit, we know what that is. A sack, we know what that is. Even a hurry, we know what that is. But a pressure?
Yeah. And that's kind of why, with all due respect to Groot, when people talk about, well, he was second in pressures, what the hell does that mean? You know what I'm saying? Because realistically, like you said, I think that's the perfect way to look at this. How the hell do you measure a pressure? The fact that we're thinking about this, like the idea of pressures being measured is so convoluted in the grand scheme of what matters in a football game. It's pressures is one of those stats that's for stat guys to put out stats because they like doing stats.
Yeah.
And that's cool, right? And I'm not saying that to disrespect anybody who loves stats. What I'm saying is when you're looking at how we measure players and how players are getting paid and what goes into the determination of how much they make, and you're citing pressures as a reason for a player to make $19 million a year.
Yeah, I think that's a misquote because I understand. I'm with you, and I as a stat guy, I do not take offense to it. What I think it was regards to with Rousseau, as you like to say, I think it's better said as this. I think it's better said as Rousseau is an excellent tackle for loss guy. That's something you can quantify to affect the game. A stop guy, which is basically stopping the other team from getting 60% of whatever is needed for a first down. Rousseau's stops are great. Bad at balls. Rousseau can get his hand up and knock balls down. Yes, June. I'm sorry. I didn't know how else to say it.
Just go ahead. Just go ahead.
Junior, like, it's fine.
Whatever. I was gonna say it, but I was like, I think he didn't have another way to say it.
I couldn't figure out another way to go on the fly. But
I'll give you a pass on that one.
I appreciate it.
I already hit the button. It's
you
over.
Did. I'll accept it.
But still, he gets a pass. It's okay.
I'll accept it. And Kev, yeah, that's right. But see, my thing is, I don't think Rousseau's value is so much with the quarterback. I think that's residual. I think that's collateral. I think Rousseau's value is in the run game. And that's something that we're sorely missing because we don't have anybody besides him that's great against the run. You know, his lateral speed is, I think it was in the top 80th percentile at the combine in the short shuttle. You know, everything else was pretty poor in terms of percentile. He was like about average, except for his measurables. His hands were like in 98%. His height was 91. I think his weight was like below average. He's only 266, and for a defensive end, that's not big. So you know, I look at what he does when he plays, which he's played a hell of a lot of games. I mean, he's played in 16. He's played almost every game except for 2022. And he played 13 games. He played 16 last year. Obviously, he sat out the last game of the season. 2023, I don't remember what happened to him there, but 2022 he got hurt. And 2021 he played 17 games. So he's durable as all hell. You're not running to that side. Pressures be damn. I'm good with Rousseau because, like you said, Rousseau is going to be getting paid about average money when it's all said and done.
Yep. Just
like Ed Oliver. And we know what we're looking at is we're not looking for Rousseau to be an end all be all. If you look at his college stats, he had 1 year production. He played 2 games his freshman year. He logged 1 solo tackle and 5 assists, no sacks. Then his sophomore year, he had 15 and a half. Then he set out the COVID year. After his 15 sacks season, got drafted on the once removed year's stats.
Right.
So was it a fluke? Yes.
Yes.
So what you need to do, if that's your cornerstone, you can say, okay, what did they do in Miami? Because in Miami, everything he did was a cover sack. What does that tell you? What did I say? A cover sack.
A good secondary.
Which means he had a hell of a secondary.
Yeah.
We got to build that here. And I'm not, no, don't at me. You know who you are, Benford. Fine. Don't at me. We're not doing this today.
It does say a lot.
It says a lot.
I'm just saying.
It says a lot.
Your number one CB. And you wait. Benford got Rousseau getting paid off for pressures.
Right.
That's how good Benford is.
Rousseau, like, I need another second. I can't get to that second, dog. I can't get that for you. I ain't gonna be able to do it. I ain't gonna be able to do it for you. Well, if you're in the Discord, just don't look tonight. And people in the Discord know why I said that. But I'll own up to it this time. but
I know everybody in the Discord channel was like,
what
damn,
the hell?
there
Okay,
we go.
there goes my
All
Friday night. They turn the notifications on.
There's gonna be 56 messages
Oh,
in that
man.
in like 3 seconds.
Oh God.
Yo. That was funny.
I slandered him somehow. Whatever. I'll accept that. You know, and yeah, you're right. I think we have to we call it what it is. And Rousseau is excellent at what he does, but he's not good at what people think he's supposed to be doing, and that's the problem. People expect, you know, if we had him to be a complement to a poor run, if we had a pass rusher that couldn't hold his weight in the run game, we'd be like, well, we need some, because Buffalo, that's how they are. Yep, told you. She was like, oh, y'all can go to hell. Dang. But see, that's the thing.
Oh my God.
This is the thing about Buffalo, and I'm not gonna get into it to get to that conversation, D-Rail, but you already know. When somebody's great at something, it's magnified what he's not good at. 2 offensive players come to mind. I'm not gonna name them. You guys fill in the blanks. You know who they are. You know, one wears 4, one wears 86. They're good at what they do, but they're not good at blocking. So now we gotta magnify blocking. We gotta magnify Rousseau's sack numbers. But if we had somebody on the other side that got 15 sacks, why can't he run block? Wow, that's a new one. Why can't you just be happy with what they do?
Yeah,
you know, that's the thing. Like, the onus is on the team builder. And Babbitt said it. I got to look at them and see what they can do. You obviously don't. Maybe not him, but whoever constructed the team obviously didn't say, Where's the peanut butter with that jelly? We need to do that at some point in this game.
Yeah.
Why does Tommy want me to get eaten by the mountain lion? He keeps telling he wants me to get taken down by the mountain lion.
Why do we keep talking about this mountain lion?
It's not going to walk the buffalo.
Oh, okay. So I guess there's a mountain lion on the loose
In Rochester.
In Rochester.
Yes. I don't know if it came from the zoo. I don't know, but I don't know. I had like 19 dreams during my nap of killing it. I don't know why. And I'm sorry if you're an animal lover, but it attacked me. I had to get it to him. I had to get it to him. It was either me or him.
I guess. Tommy getting his nerd on. He said pressure rate is a critical
Survival of the fittest.
Yep, survival of the fittest.
Yeah, like I told him, I haven't had lion meat yet because he said he was going to send the mountain lion over here.
Mountain lion is crazy.
So Tommy says pressure rate is a critical stat in modern NFL analytics, providing insight into both defensive effectiveness and offensive line performances. Well, if that's the case, this man has been beating up on bad offensive lines 6 games a season for how long?
Yeah.
Look, again, we've done enough study into this to kind of realize that the name of the game is sacks.
Yeah.
Pressures are nice, and pressures give context, especially with QBR, right? So I'm not dismissing pressures as a notable statistic, but they are not as anchored in NFL importance as sacks are, especially not when it comes to contract talks. Excuse me. And I mean, in all honesty, most of the competition that Greg Rousseau has played against in the AFC has not been that great. The NFC has been deeper for the last 6 years, right? And I'm talking about in terms of how many teams are in the middle, right? Because if you have that many teams in the middle, that means there's not a lot of teams that are that much better than everybody else. And for the last 6 years, it's been Bills, Chiefs, Ravens in the AFC for however long. Bengals made the Super Bowl once, but they have never really consistently been in that, contention every single season. They've had injuries with Joe Burrow and didn't even make the playoffs a couple of times. And they've been up and down. Same thing for the Texans. The Texans have been consistently good with CJ Stroud the last couple of years, but last year offensively, I don't know what the heck happened to that team. They just kind of fell apart. Injuries maybe, but that's what it's been the last 6 years. And when you take that into consideration and you look at how many other teams had bad quarterback play in the AFC on top of that, first and foremost, if you have a good offensive line but a bad quarterback, it doesn't matter how good your offensive line is. They're not going to save your quarterback. Your quarterback is going to have to scramble or he's going to get sacked. And either way, that ball is not coming out and going to where it's supposed to go. So you're more likely to end up with pressures and sacks against bad quarterback play, even if the offensive line is great.
Yeah. So yes. Okay. So pressures. Pressure rate is calculated by dividing the total number of pressures by total number of passes. Well, we know that. Okay. A pressure is calculated by how close with the pass rusher gets close enough to the quarterback to disrupt the play, even if it doesn't result in a sack or hit. Pressure probability is factored in with the pressure being recorded when the pass rusher's probability of affecting the quarterback exceeds 75%. You could clean all that up with just hitting the quarterback.
That's
just too much.
Billy D said hits on the QB mean more to me.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't even care. Look at this. You know what? Okay. Yes. These are my keys. These are my keys. Okay, they jingle. Yes. Mountain lion. Yeah. Okay, I got it. But no, I when you're talking about pressure, it's like, okay, I get it. But see, I can see a Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott sitting down with Rousseau with the pressure number like a used car salesman that you just got turned down for a credit loan. He comes in with that paper, which is his contract, and sits it down in front of you, and he says, "What I can do for you is this. Okay, these are your pressures. These are good. But these are your sacks. You got 25 sacks in 4 years. That's 6.9 sacks a season. And we need you to be about 8 to 9. 8 to 9 is about average. That's the going rate. So what we'll do for you, because we like you, we're throwing some tires. That's what this is. Like, I would think if they tried to push the pressure rate, pressure would bring his number down.
Yeah.
So it's something else that they liked about him. So it's not so if they told you the pressure rate, they're pushing all this stuff. It's like I look at next gen stats and I look at you guys know I'm a numbers nerd. I look at all this stuff.
Yep.
And you play the drums. If you play every drum there is, what song you playing? A garbage one, because there ain't no song.
That's true.
You got to stand up. You don't use every drum on every song.
Yep.
You don't use every stat. Every stat is not meaningful in next gen stat. Every stat is not meaningful in Pro Football Reference, Pro Football Focus.
Yep.
You got to pick and choose which ones matter the most to you. If pressures matter to you, use them. But don't just go all across the board and say, okay, this is no. You would have a spreadsheet from here up to wazoo, and it would drive you nuts, and you would not like yourself. Trust me. Just focus on what's important for what's important.
Yeah. If you
just half thread on tires. That's all.
I mean, really, Tommy is not doing Groot any favors. He said basically it means the defender beat his man and has an open path to the QB. How many times have we seen Rousseau have an open path to a QB? That does not happen often. He doesn't beat his man fast enough to have an open path to a QB. Mm-hmm. That's the part I don't understand about how pressures are measured, right? Because if you're talking open path to the QB, like open path to the QB.
Yeah.
What's an open path? That's
gotta be like a blitz by a cornerback. That's the only way. Yeah.
That's the only thing that makes sense is you got a linebacker coming up the middle untouched, or you got a like you said, a blitzing corner or a blitzing safety or something like that coming, in the up the B gap or coming off the C gap. Like that, those are understandable when you're talking about open, an open gap, but a defensive end has got a guy on him. If he's on the edge, that's not an open gap. He's touched.
Yeah.
and he's not again, if he was a pass rusher that's kind of, hooking and getting around the end there, okay, maybe I could see that because he's got his guy beat already. Technically, he's got him hooked and there's nobody else in the way, but he's a power rusher.
Right.
He's not hooking nobody.
No.
You know what I'm saying? If anything, he's swimming to the inside and getting stuffed up in there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I think for me, when I hear pressure, I'm thinking about, this is where my mind goes. I'm thinking about when you get around the tackle, obviously you're still engaged in the block, but you reach out. You don't touch his arm. You don't, but does he change trajectory of his throw? Does he move to the left? I guess that could be, but then it's all subjective.
Yeah.
So that murky's pressure is all the way around me. To me, now a hurry is something different. And now, it's like, it's just too much. And that's why I say, just go ahead. So go old school. Go Deacon Jones. Go Bruce Smith. Go straight hand. Go with those kind of numbers. Was it or wasn't it? These other things were added because you can't quantify everything they do. Let's quantify. Look, we're doing too many numbers here. We're adding too much stuff. I mean, I just read the definition of a pressure by AI Overview, and it had 3 different measurements in it to make this one measurement. It doesn't even give you the measurement you want. 75% of the 75% of the open is no.
It just created a new stat.
Right.
Roy, somehow most of your comments have a sexual undertone. I don't know why. But Roy says pressure equals, damn it, I was close, but I couldn't finish.
See, now everybody can really see that Bobby Caldwell picture.
There it is.
Looks perfectly like him too.
With the COVID mask under it?
Yep.
Tommy says, Keys, get a picture of Keys and frame it on the wall behind you. We could do that. We can take a snapshot of the Keys and then frame it.
I'm trying to figure out a logo with keys in it. That's what I want. I put it out there for somebody. Yeah, 40 with key. I don't want just 40 keys in the picture. I want a logo that embodies 40 keys. If you design it, I will wear it.
You should put you got a picture of you with the keys in your hand, just dangling around, and then you got like the 4 up, and you got the circle.
But it's got to be the 80s style oval ombre style photo with you holding your keys and smiling.
That's what I said.
Key ring.
Isn't that what I said?
Yeah. So Roy said he's proud too. So Tommy said, I love deep diving into Cook stats. I don't have to. He's just nice. I don't have to deep dive into Cook stats. He's nice. What I do have to deep dive into is Devin Singletary, though. Bo! No, but Oh, did you? Well, no, we're gonna go into that. But no, I'll ask you anyway. Did you hear about not Devin Singletary, about James Cook now?
What?
It's happening again.
What is?
I think what it is people making sense of departures. They're trying to I don't even know what you call it. Trauma separate, if you will. So James Cook threw a free camp, I think in mid New York somewhere.
Okay.
And somebody tweets out, James Cook is a terrible person. He doesn't engage. He doesn't smile. He doesn't look like he wants to be there.
What?
I'm like, have you seen James Cook? James Cook will be having a time of his life with a face that looks like he doesn't want to be there.
Right.
And he also said that his kid, or he asked James Cook for an autograph, and Cook said he's charging. So the guy goes on to say that he reaches in his pocket to pull out 20 cents. What the hell am I gonna do with a $20 bill? I'm like, okay, this is far fetched. Like, this is on. I saw this on Instagram. Somebody posted on Twitter or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, he said F them kids and F the kids' parents too, evidently. But my thing is, okay, one, you're a grown man asking for another grown man for an autograph. Come on now.
Right.
He's younger than you. I guarantee that.
Yep.
And secondly, why does he have to always be smiling, shucking, and jiving? Why does anybody have to smile and shuck and jive? Why can't they be their true self? I was watching Talking Buffalo, where Joe Marino and Greg Thompson and Bruce
Nolan
was on there, and you watched it.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing they said to be a successful podcaster is what? Stay true to yourself.
Yep.
Don't shuck and jive. I'm sure he didn't spit on the guy. I'm sure he didn't punch the guy. Didn't want to sock him out. Didn't threaten him. He just didn't want to smile. He talked, and that's what he does. So why is it that because you attend or you patronize something they do, they owe you something? They threw the camp for your kid. It might have been free.
Right.
He showed up. How many times have you heard of somebody that threw a camp and didn't even show up?
Yeah.
So why are we doing it? We're doing this only because he's probably leaving after the season. Who else did this happen to? Stephon Diggs, Marshawn Lynch. That's where I was going. Marshawn Lynch. Remember Beast Mode, Applebee's? He had commercials, swinging his hair, all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He had social anxiety. Nobody cared. Nobody asked. Nobody even said anything bad about it until that contentious year when Fred Jackson, they got CJ Spiller. Marshawn Lynch, he didn't care hitting people on sit triple. Why he's cheap, is it? He ain't cheap. Trust me, I can tell you that firsthand. But what I'm saying is, why do we keep doing this to these people? It's a business. Enjoy them while you have them and move on. And this is why I always say, don't get attached to each individual player. If you can't handle it, don't get attached to one player. Because just like you at your job, they could be gone. You could be gone. And it's not their fault. It's not your job's fault. It's a business. Everybody's looking out for the best interest. I know he wouldn't have, because guess what? Nobody would have asked him for an autograph. Bo! Bo!
Oh my God, you're terrible.
Y'all want to keep setting him up like that? We're gonna keep slamming him, man. Oh my God! As a matter of fact, Tommy said something to me earlier. I got to tell you about this.
Mm-hmm.
What did he say? I'm. What is it? I'm disrespecting the code here by talking about text messages.
Tommy said unreal.
Yeah, right. Tommy's shaking now. He's sweating. Look at him. Tommy said, "You guys better watch your Singletary slander, or I'll be sending that line over to your studio."
That explains why he keeps talking about me then.
Right.
That explains it.
I said I've never tried lion meat before, but I imagine it has to taste better than any words praising Singletary and his mediocre skill set would be.
I could have said it better myself.
You will never, ever, ever get me praising or talking anything positive about no Devin Singletary. You kidding me?
Trash.
Unbelievable. Right, Lynn. Balin Spectator. Thank you. Balin Spectator. Thank you. Might as well be Singletary. Same person.
I ain't even do it.
Anyway.
Onto your collusion talk.
Yeah, right. So this NFL collusion thing caught me off guard, bro. I didn't even know about it until like 30 minutes ago.
Oh, I knew about it, but it was I knew about this, but I heard rumors when it was happening. So yeah, this is interesting, right?
So look, for those of you that don't know, the NFL collusion scandal is surrounded around what happened with Deshaun Watson's contract.
I got the write-up. You want me to read it?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
just looking at the article on ESPN, but this is kind of long.
Okay, no, I ain't gonna read all that. So arbitrator in Chris Droney's January 2025 ruling revealed that the NFL Management Council with the commissioner Roger Goodell's support actively discouraged fully guaranteed contracts in the aftermath of Deshaun Watson's historic 2020 deal. So what that means, March of 2022, NFL owners, the execs allegedly advocating minimizing guaranteed post-Watson deal. January 2025, arbitrator rules NFLPA, collusion grievance. No collusion proven, but coordinated actions confirmed. June 2025, Pablo Torre found out a podcast leaks confidential ruling, Pablo Torres finds out. Oh, that's the name of it. I'm sorry. Leaks confidential ruling sparking backlash in July 2025, which is pretty much where you heard about it. NFLPA appealing ruling. They appeal ruling. Controversy deepens amid union leadership scrutiny. And who does that impact? Deshaun Watson, Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson, and Lamar Jackson.
Really quick before I go any further.
Mm-hmm.
Spin, you earned this. I just want you to know this. He says, I thought the collusion was Keys and Aramis bashing Bean and McD no matter what.
He tried it though.
You tried.
He did try.
You tried, buddy. Yeah, he tried.
Stay with me now.
Cue the music. We're going to commercial. Laura says, yeah, the collusion scandal is crazy, but not surprising at all.
No.
I think this is one of the things that I really hoped for when it comes to Terry Pegula's reign over both of our teams.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I think I'm leaning more and more into this direction of the owner being the problem. The more I think about everything that's happened, the more I watch what's going on with the Sabres, the more I see what Sean McDermott has been allowed to do here. It really is starting to point back at Terry Pegula. But nevertheless, this scandal situation is when you think about it and you kind of extrapolate what this means and what has been possibly what could have possibly been done in the past similar to this. And then you also factor into that what we knew about investigations with the New England Patriots and all of their cheating scandals and stuff like that, and how, evidence was supposedly deleted before they could get to it. Was it actually deleted, or did the NFL decide they didn't want to put that out because there were things connecting the Patriots to the NFL?
NFL, what do you call it? The Illuminati NFL.
Yeah. And it's these are the moments where anybody wearing a tinfoil hat is validated.
Mm-hmm.
And not saying that a tinfoil hat person is validated in everything that they're saying, but anybody who's been talking about collusion with this, and I was one of those people when I looked at this guaranteed contract, and I'm like, there's no way the NFL is going to let this continue. They do not want to be like every other league where the players are taking the power because they have these guaranteed contracts. The NFL has been the opposite of that for years.
Mm-hmm.
And to kind of see nobody else get one, I always thought there was something off about that. And not saying that, like, I'm not sitting up here saying, like, I knew it. I knew this the whole time. I didn't. This is surprising to me, too. But it makes perfect sense. When you and so here's the other part of this that I kind of think about. What if there's something, because for Deshaun Watson to fall off of a cliff the way that he did after only missing 1 year, I was told, Coach D told me this. I've heard other players say this. When you take time off from the league and you don't get to practice, you don't get to do any of that kind of, it makes a huge difference, right? From a quarterback perspective, I understand what it looks like not taking live bullets for a year. But what would be the difference between that and a guy and Joe Burrow going down with the injuries he's had where he didn't get to practice? He came right back the next season and was fine, right? So what's my point? Well, my point is, if quarterbacks like Joe Burrow and some of these other great quarterbacks could come back after huge injuries and play well the next season, And Deshaun Watson was basically just sitting at home chilling. He wasn't injured. He wasn't dealing with none of that stuff. And he comes back and he's trash. To me, something else has got to be at play there. Not that I'm trying to take this and blow this up into this immense, global NFL scandal, global size NFL scandal, but stuff like that to me still has to be answered too. How does a quarterback that's that good in Houston go to Cleveland and all of a sudden he can't play? That part doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't look at it. I looked more so at the Kirk Cousins fully guaranteed contract, because I'm like, what has he really done? But see, when you think about Deshaun Watson, he was up here. He was damn near the poster boy of the league at one point in time, and he had to go to Cleveland. And it's like, how does Cleveland get this caliber of player to Cleveland in the state that they're in? You give them all the money in the world. Yeah. So I was like, all right, I get it, whatever.
Right. The owner was like, screw everybody. I'm getting this guy here. I don't care.
And so I'm like, okay. So I didn't think about it that hard, but I'm like, it happens. This kind of crap happens. And they talk. Everybody has everybody's phone number on their cell phone. They talk all the time. What are you doing with this? The draft is a perfect example. They tell you it's collusion. I'll give you this draft pick if this guy is not there. I'll give that person who called you. What did they offer you? They do it. They tell you they do it. Brendan Bean already said. He said, I called Detroit and they told you, and I said, who called you so far? What are they offering? Okay. But that's collusion. That's what that is. And so why would it stop there? Why would it stop when you talk to agents? Mm-hmm. What did Green Bay offer your rep or your person? What did Dallas offer? Was he thinking about them? What if we did this? That's collusion.
Yep.
So I mean, why would it stop there? So it just keeps going and going. It's a stinky thing. Shedeur was clear collusion.
Yo, exactly. That really makes you think about that situation now too. Nobody's drafted this dude in the first 4 rounds. Nobody.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with that. I mean, I could see a lot of people not taking him, but was it? I mean, I know somebody said he was epic bad. Like he was by far the worst they've ever seen.
Well, his personality was a big part of it too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, not to put on the field. Right now they're even saying he might not make the team. I saw that
right now.
Yeah, insider in Cleveland said that Dylan is between Gabriel and whoever the other guy is. Yeah.
Wow.
It's not even Shedeur. They say he's not even in the talks. And this is insiders in Cleveland. People in the building.
I did see an article last week talking about how he might have to go to the CFL.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at it and I'm like, clickbait. I didn't even read it, but knowing all this, that makes sense now.
No, Spin, why would you? Okay, explain that. He said you kind of need to know the other offers and negotiate. No, you don't. The agent knows the other offers.
Exactly.
They don't have to tell you anything. Why would the agent tell you? The agent's supposed to be trying to screw you. He's not going to tell you what they offer unless there's something else to it. If I say, hey, what would it take for me? What did Green Bay offer you for Junie? You be like, I'm not telling you that.
Wait, what?
But I'll tell you what. I know you weren't paying attention. Right. It's like, well, I made you an NFL player for a second. Stay with me now.
Wait, where is it?
Stay with me now.
There you go.
Okay.
So, I mean, my thing is, he said, okay.
Continue.
My point is, if your dad is representing you, would you want me to ask him what another team offered you and me give him another $1? Or would you want your dad to say, shove off, give me what you got, or we're walking?
Do what you got.
Exactly. So a good agent's not going to tell me what every other team in the league has offered you. Mm. They're gonna tell me what they want me to pay. So it's not the same as knowing what the agent goes out there and pulls this information. He's not going to disclose it with anybody else.
Yeah,
that's not how that works.
Yeah,
and furthermore, why would if I'm calling you to say what draft pick do you want? What do you want for your second? Why would I ask you? That's like me saying what player are you taking. They say I'll never tell you what player. Bull crap.
Right.
Bull crap.
Yep.
I'll never tell you what player. Why is it no GM has ever came out and said I'm pissed off. I got screwed. I told you, because they know
exactly
who that guy is in most instances.
Yep. That's exactly right. They'll tell each other. They just won't tell you that they told each other because they don't want you to think that there's collusion going on.
Exactly. And Roy, that's what I'm saying. The agent may just say your offer is not good enough. Exactly. It ends there.
Yep. And
it might very well be very good. It might be the best one I got. Nope. Because they got good poker face. You saw Rich Paul? Not good enough.
But what I think this makes clear, and something that you and I have been pounding the table about, is the way that teams treat players. Huh?
How's that a pause? Is that a pause?
No, I didn't say.
Okay.
Pause.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm about to say.
I'm like,
comment
wait a minute.
disabled.
Wait a minute.
I'm just-
Where you get that from?
Like, what letter is that? I don't
Stay with me now.
So I think what this kind of brings out is we've been saying that teams manipulate players for the longest.
Mhm.
And here's a clear example of the league manipulating situations for players and forcing. Maybe we can't prove forcing, but how else do you get the NFLPA, the head of the NFLPA, to sign that confidentiality agreement? You tell him he's not going to be the head of the NFLPA for very long if he doesn't sign it.
Yep.
Right. So, my point is this: when you've heard us sit here and talk about the team limiting Cook's production this upcoming season, when you hear us talk about the way that the team limited Diggs' opportunities at the end of the season and really didn't target him that much towards the end of the season and called plays for him in which he wasn't very skilled at that point in his career.
Yeah.
All of these things matter now, and there's more foundation for us to prove these things to you because of this scandal coming out. And this is not grasping at straws by any means. Behind the scenes, Keys and I have heard multiple reports of this stuff going on with the Bills and plenty of other teams. It's just that now with stuff like this coming out, it's a little more believable, right? And for some of you, it may not be completely believable even now, but I'm telling you, and I'm taking this opportunity to let everybody know, Cook's numbers are not going to be the same.
Right.
For both reasons that we mentioned on Monday, right? And that should not be taken as an opportunity to say, see, I told you so, he's not that good. It's more of a reason to say, why don't you want a guy that put up those kind of numbers to be better or to have better or to get better? Well, the reason why is because you don't want to have to pay that money.
Yep.
You want to be able to give him the equivalent of $19 million that you gave to Greg Rousseau. You want to be able to give Cook the equivalent of what you gave to Christian Benford and Terrell Bernard, which is average the year that it kicks in. Right? Christian Benford's money is going to be average the year it kicks in, which is next year in 2026, not this year in 2025. So the mindset I think that I'm kind of landing on when it comes to this scandal is, look, if you believe everything you hear, you would have left the Deshaun Watson situation saying he did what he did to those women. He deserves everything he gets. Not that I'm saying he doesn't, but I'm just saying that the mindset at the time was, I'm soaking up everything the news is telling me. I'm soaking up all of the narratives and all of the angles that these news stations are taking in terms of, no other team in the league wanted to give him this kind of money because he was a bad guy. That's not true. That's not true. We know now because of this that there was collusion, right? We also know, based on what you've reported before about the Mike Vick situation and how Goodell told him, don't go to Buffalo. So there have been plenty of situations where the league has stepped in to determine where a player is going to go. And the other angle for this, for Deshaun Watson, for Deshaun Watson's sake, is I'm pretty sure after that contract was signed and they had the confidentiality agreement signed with everybody, they told that owner, you better not let him turn into a star. Because if Deshaun Watson comes out of everything that he just went through, coming from Houston to Cleveland, and he's putting up big numbers, and he's a star in the league, and he has to be the face of one of our franchises, every other team in the league is going to start handing out guaranteed contracts, and we're not going to be able to stop it. We're not going to be able to stop it. All these players are going to have the power. They're going to have the backing of the fan base to say, well, everybody in Cleveland loves what they did. So why aren't Pagula, why you ain't doing that?
Right.
Why you ain't giving Josh a guaranteed contract? Right? So this idea that Watson's, and the reason I'm saying this is Kev, let me see. Kev said this. He said, new offensive coordinator was Watson's downfall. Plus, they wasn't trying to help him.
Nate Hackett? What? No. No, not Nate Hackett. No.
That's Nate Hackett's theme song.
It is.
But that's what, like, I was kind of already thinking along that line, but that triggered the fullness of the thought. So thank you, Kev. But that's, to me, what it was essentially is, when you think about what Bill O'Brien did with Deshaun Watson, it was air raid, everything downfield. Mm-hmm. And then you look at what he was asked to do in Cleveland, which was run a power offense and run, pro style formations and all that kind of stuff, being under center. And that's not his game. That's not his style. And when you force a quarterback into that, you get you get Josh Allen in 2023. That at the beginning of 20, that's what you get when you force a quarterback that's not good at those things and doesn't like those things into doing those things. Right.
Right. That's where that came from. That's where the thumb came from. There's this thing now. He does a thumb every time.
Oh, does he?
He walks by. He's like doing this, and now I'm thinking, wow, that's where it started. He's just.
He can't give him the finger, so he just thumbs.
It's like, help me, save me. But no, and you listen to the point when you said that too, because what does everybody laud Josh Allen's contract? Everybody always says what? They don't tell you what he got, total. They say what? $330 million, the most guaranteed ever. Mm-hmm. Most guaranteed. Because they're trying to shift that narrative. They're trying to bring it back down a little bit.
Exactly.
So that makes sense.
Yep. Beth says, I see your point. Watson can't be the face of a franchise that's elite. What message does that send? Not just money for the league, but morally for the youth of the nation. Let's be real here. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. The business of the NFL right now is so good that the prospects of the salary cap between now and 2030 is about $100 million. Mm-hmm. That they're going to that the cap is going to increase by mm-hmm. that time, mm-hmm. right? So if the cap is going to increase almost $100 million, how much profit do you think all these owners are getting from all this revenue sharing, right? Because with the salary cap going up that high, player salaries are going to shoot up, coaches are going to be. You get mm-hmm. what I'm saying? When you're making that much money, let's put it like this: the NFL is so untouchable when it comes to how much money and power they have, that people actually proved that franchises were cheating, mm-hmm. which ruins the integrity of the game. And it didn't matter.
Right.
They didn't take away the rings. They didn't vacate any championships. They didn't do any of that. They just said they did it. They didn't confess, but we have enough evidence to say that they did it. We'll just take away some draft picks and, find them some money. You do that for players. Mm-hmm. you find a player money. Mm-hmm. So they get a franchise that gets the equivalent of a player getting a slap on the wrist, basically.
It's like that first written warning.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
It's not even a slap you. It's like, you see this paper, I need you to sign. I ain't signing that. That's cool.
They got what's essentially the equivalent of a fix-it ticket.
Yep.
Like, your brake light's out. Take this ticket here. Go get it fixed, and you'll be done. You don't have to go to court. You don't have to. You know what I'm saying? Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Thank you, all out once again. Somebody else is getting a membership right now.
Oh, who is it? Who is it? Yeah, no. I was going to touch on before I forgot. I'm getting old enough. Spin's comment. Why didn't the NFL want Vic to come to Buffalo again? Because he came fresh out of jail for the dogfighting thing, and Buffalo was a small market team that was losing, and they figured that if Vic came to Buffalo, this is straight from Goodell. If Vic came to Buffalo, the fans would boycott the team, and New York State would lose money, and thence the Bills would cease to exist. So, so they'd rather us go through Trent Edwards and what's the guy's name that came in mid-season with Sammy Watkins, Orton, Tyrod Taylor. I won't say Fitz, but I'll say Fitz. That's why they made us watch that. as opposed to Mike Vick, who was the most electrifying Madden player probably all time.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, because they were afraid of what his reputation was going to do in the city of Buffalo. Because if you're not from here, you know, people take things that players do off the field to another level, to a whole nother.
Very much so.
Sometimes more so than what they do on the field. You can
so much so that if you don't smile at them and sign a hat that they ask you to sign, they call you, you know, a evil monster.
Yeah, you're a curmudgeon and you suck. I hope we don't pay him. And people, you see this a lot of comments.
This is unbelievable. Where was this? Where'd they post this?
It's like Instagram, something like that.
That's nuts.
You should see the comments. Like, I hope we don't re-sign that guy. I hope I'm like, because of that?
Because you wouldn't bend over backwards for another adult.
Right. I'm like, because of that, you hope we don't sign him?
I saw a video of, and Dorothy might have posted this in the Discord chat, but there was a clip of, or maybe she didn't. I might have saw this on my own. There was a clip of Josh Allen at some golfing event or whatever, and a kid called out, you know, hey, can we trade golf balls and you sign yours and give it to me and I'll give you mine. And he said it depends.
I knew it. I'm like, how long is this gonna happen?
That's why I said golf balls, because I was going to say balls.
Yeah, you tried.
I tried to
you could have said, before I give you my balls, you could have said anything. But you didn't.
I had to let him finish the sentence before I could ultimately pause that, man. I let him finish.
I think we need to add
to want to trade balls with Josh Allen.
Right.
Yeah.
I think we need to revamp another rule to this, because you guys say, what did he not say that he could have said?
That's true.
That's got to be taken into account here.
You got to be quick with that thought process, though. Like Nah, you could have said it differently.
Like he could have said real word. They could have took a left. He didn't. I'll allow it.
Right. But so in this moment where this kid is calling out to Josh, he asked the kid for his ball, and he signed his ball and gave it back to him. Right. He didn't end up switching, but as soon as he did that, tossed the ball, autographed the ball and tossed it back to the kid, he turned around and walked back away. And there were several other people. Josh, can you sign mine? Can you sign my hat? Plenty of people.
I was just gonna say, Josh Allen will not sign. He said he didn't say it, but he will not sign an adult's autograph. He won't.
Yep.
So what does that mean? And Billy D, you're not from Buffalo. He said winning would have killed everything. No, it wouldn't have, because nobody went to the stadium. They would have boycotted. They would have been outside the stadium with signs. It would have been bad. Even if they wanted, the things are getting testicular here. Even if they would have went to the Super Bowl, somebody would have had a rally, an outcry, something would have happened to boycott the team, because Vic we're not going till he's off the team. That's what would have happened in Buffalo.
Yeah. Tommy says, why would you ask this question? Where is this coming from? Says, you think they keeping OJ on the Bills Wall of Fame when they get to the new stadium?
Yes.
What? Why? Why would we have to think about this right now, Tommy? Damn. No, I'm just kidding. Seriously though, no, I don't think they're gonna have a Wall of Fame anymore.
It's gonna be a ring of whatever champions, I think they said.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna be like a memorial, not a memorial, but like a thing outside the stadium. Like,
do you think he makes it?
Yeah, OJ?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He has to.
He has to.
Yeah. The only 2,000-yard rusher in Bills history. Yeah, I think he does. It's always easier for a franchise to dissociate themselves with any criminal activity.
I can prove. This is the proof right here. His name was up there. Wasn't it up there during? Well, it was up there right around the time of the situation.
Yeah, they never took it down.
They're not going to take it down. Yeah. And if it wasn't up there, then it went up right afterwards.
Right, yeah.
And it has not come down since. So no, it's not going to come down. I'll look it up while you're talking. Go make your point. I want to make sure I know exactly when it went up there.
Yeah. Do you think maybe they have like icons for each player that represent them? You know what I'm saying? Next to OJ, they have a glove.
Good.
That was for you, Lynn. I really appreciate that.
He's a Hall of Famer too. So you gotta. He can't come down from there.
Yeah, I agree. You basically think about it like this. OJ is one of those players where you can't tell the history of the Buffalo Bills without talking about OJ.
Mm-hmm.
You can't.
You can't.
So if that's the case, he's got to go. He's like up on the Ring of Champions.
September 14, 1980. He went up there 14 years before it all went down.
Oh yeah, they wasn't taking it down for that.
They're not taking it down.
Okay, do you think? And it's just a quick thought.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think if he would have got convicted, they would have took it down?
Then maybe they might have did it then.
Yeah,
they might
that would make more sense.
Yeah, they would have did that.
Especially like if you look at what happened with Henry Ruggs.
Yeah,
like that's he got excommunicated big time.
Yeah, that would have made a difference. Yeah, but for what happened, no, that's not coming down. So he's going to go to the ring. He's in the Hall of Fame. I mean, like you said, electric company. It's a big deal. So no, he's going to be a part of the Bills lore forever.
Damn it, Tommy! This is what you did. See, look, now Spin is perpetuating this stuff. It says, how relieved were they when the glove didn't fit? We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that at all. Tommy says, even if convicted, I think should remain. Yeah, I agree.
Tommy's not from Buffalo either.
No, he's not. No, definitely not. Tommy, you wouldn't have brought that up here if you were from here. So yeah. All right, what else do we have?
I can guarantee you everybody that calls us clowns in the comments is from Buffalo.
Yeah, because to be honest, I don't think I've argued with anybody outside of Buffalo.
Oh, I have.
Really?
Strictly about basketball.
Oh, well,
well, you have one person you're going to argue with tonight. And Laura will not be there. Notifications will be off.
Yeah, I'm not. Listen, Dorothy, when you watch this, just know I'm not answering nothing in Discord. Don't come at me about no Christian business. Yo, this lady goes hard every day for Benford.
She does.
Every day for Benford. Like there's like a real love for that player.
Yeah.
You can't say I've never seen anything like that before. Like you cannot. If you don't say the great Benford before his name,
right?
Like
you slander him,
right?
Y'all slander. Like I'm not even present sometimes in the chat. Y'all slander. I'm like, what did I do? I didn't even say.
Yeah.
I wonder if her last name is Benford. We don't know what her last name is. She might be his older sister. And Tommy, if you got family in Rochester, you better go down Lion. Oh.
Better check on them folks.
He just keeps lobbing them up there. Put it right up there.
And just lobbing them
up
This is how I know you ain't had no sleep. You don't never slam them down like that. Not, and I mean that in the sense of you don't never take the alley-oops and slam them down like that.
I usually just turn the other cheek, but this day, oh.
Yeah.
Yes, she is. We know. Yes, she is.
Dorothy gonna get us both right. Okay. I
love ranch on my wings. Okay. So it's Devin Singletary. Anyway, I love ranch on my wings.
Yes.
So does Devin Singletary.
I
heard. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
He even had a little bucket. He had to hold the little squeegee joint.
Oh, God.
Every wing, individual wings.
Nah.
Then he was.
Nah, you gotta dip it.
Nah, he wasn't dipping. He made sure to get the right proportion of ranch to the wing. That's what he did.
I respect that, but you gotta dip it.
Nah, he didn't dip.
Nah, you gotta dip. You always gotta dip.
I mean, Junie does ranch.
And he left mad meat on the bone too. Oh no.
Yeah,
I do.
He does.
That's fine.
Key, we already went over this already.
That's fine.
This ain't nothing new.
That's fine.
This ain't nothing new,
man.
He's standing 10 toes down on that.
That's fine. I don't have enough time to dip my wings. I eat hard and fast. Go.
What?
Yes.
Oh,
hit the button.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Nasty ranch.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Nasty ranch.
Oh, Walter, what's going on?
Ranch is not nasty, bro.
No, I don't put it on my wings, but it's not nasty though.
Walter said it. That's why we didn't re-sign Motor.
Yep.
That's it. Because he likes ranch.
Hit him with the alley-oop too.
Yeah.
So you got the image up?
Yeah, I can do that. So what are we looking at here?
Okay, so these are so in light of the new Buffalo Bills rumors that we're gonna see a new helmet, these were some of the prototypes that I saw brought about. And I thought it'd be fun to take a couple minutes to look at them and kind of go over which one we like the most. You know,
Ooh.
I personally started with the bottom right. I like the one at the bottom right because I always wanted to see the Bills with a blue helmet. And I also like the standing buffalo because it's on everybody's hats. You know, that's synonymous not with the Bills only, but with the city of Buffalo. We all have been in the Buffalo store, and everything in there has that symbol. It's an ode to the old school Bills. You know, I think the AFL Bills, that's an ode to them. While it still gives you the spray paint look, the grittiness of it, I really enjoy it. The red, everybody's talking about Josh Allen wants the red, this, that, and third. I think I don't remember who it is. Make yourself known in the comments. I know you said it earlier. Josh wants to wear red jerseys, but he always sucks in red. So I don't really pay attention to what they're wearing, to the fact that I know how good he is in a certain color. I know people say they're not as good in red. I think it's just a mental thing. The white one I thought was super boring, but then I looked close. I said, "Oh snap!" If you notice, the white one has the regular buffalo and the standing one, so it's like a ode to both eras. It's an ode to the old AFL, while you're still talking about the new age inverted charging buffalo. So I thought, those two on the right, those are tough, man. Those are real tough. I don't know if you guys want to chime in, and I know Billy D said all black. That'd be all right. That could be cool.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, I like the. I love the red one.
Mhm.
The like the color red, the fact that it's more like red matte style color. I really like that a lot. I think the red helmets with that matte finish would be super dope. And
Mhm.
I actually have a very strong appreciation for the wider blue stripes and the thin white stripe in the middle. I love the design of this red helmet. I really do.
What do you think about the top right? It's got, I didn't even notice, it had a dual stripe. It had one blue and one
Yeah.
red.
So that's another design that I would have done with the helmets we have now.
Mhm.
That all these helmets have a matte finish. I don't know if that was by design or not, but I like helmets with the matte finish. I think that kind of wave that teams have adopted over the last couple of years have been really nice with the way that they've done it. The two buffaloes, I don't know. I don't know how that would, like, essentially the team's logo is the logo on the helmet.
Mhm.
So to have two different ones,
I would want that helmet on my, like, my fireplace. Not really on the field, but yeah. I think it's a
I
cool
guess that's
design.
what I'm
Yeah.
thinking about. Like, so are you, when you're looking at these, are you thinking of a helmet that you would like to have on your fireplace?
Well,
Or
the white one, yes. The blue one at the bottom, I would really love that one. That one I want to see on the field.
Okay.
I would love that. I always want to see him wear a blue helmet. And I honestly, this is an unpopular opinion, but I want to see him go back to a blue face mask. They had a red helmet with a blue face mask way back when. It was tacky, but that was the Super Bowl year. You know, that was way back.
Got a question. What's the most iconic Bills like look that you like the most?
For me, it's the 2000 jerseys, but the 2000 away jerseys. I didn't like the home jerseys unless they were wearing the white pants.
So
with that,
you know, it's funny because I don't like the mismatch. I always like the matching color.
Really?
Yeah, I always like if you're wearing blue on top, blue on the bottom. I hate it when they wore the blue one on the top and then white. And I'm like,
yeah,
come on now. So when UV comes out, they wear gray sometimes, they wear black sometimes, they wear, as long as it's not mismatched, I'm like, okay, that's tough. But I don't pay a lot of credence to the uniforms. I think Beth said it a while ago. She says, I don't care if they're playing in clown uniforms as long as they're winning.
Right.
And I tend to agree, because I go as far as I don't even care where they play. Everybody's all hype on the stadium. I'm like, just let me see my team win. They can play at Front Park for all I care. If you can get 80,000 people in there, sign them up. But I think that helmet would be a fun alternate, because it's something that we've never seen. Well, I don't remember ever seeing a blue helmet.
I think the kind of worn style of the buffalo here would look dope if they did something like that with the numbers on the jersey too. You know what I mean? Like, just do the same kind of matte blue colored jersey, like that steel blue. That's what that looks like. It looks like a steel blue, with red numbers, white outline, but the red numbers have that kind of
something like what Army does,
weathered kind of, like that to me would be like, if you're doing that as a look, cool. But if that's just an old worn buffalo on the helmet and the rest of the uniform looks all brand new and nice, I wouldn't do that. But I think if you're trying to capture the history of the city, that's probably the best helmet to do it with, the worn buffalo design on the side. Do a little bit of that worn design with the numbers. That would be one of those. Wasn't there some kind of thing that they were planning on doing too with the the uniform styles. Like they wanted to have some kind of series of like city jerseys or something like that. Like that to me would be a dope idea for something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the blue one, let me see, where is it? The top left there, that to me is just like you just trying to copy the red helmet,
Right.
just with blue.
Just invert it.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of that. I wouldn't want to see that, even if it had a blue face mask or anything like that. To me, the bottom two are the ones that I would like to see like on the field and see a jersey, a nice updated jersey combination to go with those.
Yeah, I can go with that.
Yep. Okay, so damn thunderstorms rocking out here. Where you at, Lynn? You in Rochester?
Figures.
No, I think
that could just be the mountain lion roaring, man.
He live in the mountains.
Might not
Yeah,
be
I think he's up in the
thunderstorms.
mountains, didn't he? Didn't he tell us where he was a while ago? I forget what he said though.
In the mountains of Lake Minnetonka?
Maybe.
Maybe. FA says Smurf uniforms are the best. Blue top, white bottom. Yeah.
I like the navy blue jerseys.
Yeah, those are the ones I like with the dark blue top.
Yeah.
And the white pants at home. But I liked the away jerseys, that like white pants, white top with the blue around the neck and the red stripe. It's something about the way the red popped on those jerseys that was so dope to me. And the like how the blue and the white just made that red pop. Like is
I've always like when I was playing Madden 21, back when like Lamar was on there, I would always go with the Bills, and I always picked that jersey because that jersey was fire. I liked how it looked.
Yep, those are my favorite jerseys. When they came out with the throwbacks, I wasn't happy about those, and these new jerseys that they came out with, which are kind of a lob or a nod to the nostalgia of the franchise. I like the ice white helmets. I just would have rather they done the ice white with maybe a red uniform or something like that, like a red and white uniform. Like just change it up. Give me something other than the same stuff that I've been seeing for the last 60 years, please.
Did you see, I forget what team it was, I don't know if it was, I think it might have been college, but they actually spray painted helmets like the old leather ones.
Really?
They spray painted helmets. Yeah, they took like real helmets, and like the design, the guy had to, he spray painted little lines in there to make it look like it was a leather woven helmets.
You think they'll do that with like some sort of old school jersey combination for a game?
I could see Green Bay doing it.
Well, they got those really silly looking brown uniforms.
That's what I'm saying. They got the
dot
old,
in the middle.
They got the old like the I'm not gonna say it because I don't want Judy to go off.
What
their real name is, but
what's
the
real name?
Say it.
You have to now. You can't just leave it at that.
Go ahead. Matter of fact, I get that right. Go ahead.
Get the button ready.
Yeah. Go ahead, Key.
The Acme Meat Packers.
The what? the what, Key? Hold on, man.
The Acme Meat Packers.
No.
Yes, that's what did.
What name?
He made you say it, bro. Don't feel bad.
I mean, in a way, I kind of wanted you just to get his reaction, but say it to him like I don't know.
I have no reaction. I'm just. That is the most diabolical name I ever heard in my life.
He said like that Delroy Lindo clip. Say it. Go ahead, say it. You know you want to say it.
Yeah, you know you want to.
I'll say it with you. Go ahead, say it. You know what I'm talking about, right?
No.
It was Delroy Lindo. I don't know if you know who that is, but he was on a podium with two white guys, and they were discussing. I forget what they were discussing, but however it came up, the moment came where the N-word almost came out, and Delroy was like, "Go ahead, say it. Say it. No, you can say. You want to say it? I'll say it with you." And he looked crazy, like he was about to get up and do something.
1,
like,
2, 3.
Yep, he said, "Okay." He's all right. I was like, "Oh snap, yeah."
Oh,
say it.
Wow.
He challenged that dude. I was like, "Oh, Delroy." He came out there. It is Acme Meat Packers.
I mean, Lynn, you gotta say the whole name, bro.
No,
right?
No, he does not have.
You gotta
to
say
that.
the whole
name. No, he doesn't. He doesn't have to say it. He can choose peace and not violence.
He can choose
He can choose peace but not violence.
You know, they were. He's like, I'm not gonna say. Oh, I think they're talking about music, rap music, or something like that. And they used the N-word in there, and then he was like, he's like, "You can say it. Say it. I say it with you." I'm like, "Oh, don't get baited. Don't you get baited. He gonna hop across that desk on you."
You know what would have calmed him down though, right?
I do. But there were no glasses up there.
No, they didn't have glasses.
They didn't. So they should give him a whole bottle of Reed's tea. You know why? Because that would have taken the edge off things.
Oh, for sure.
That would have gave that dude the wings. He would have been like, you know what? I'm going to say the word.
There you go. Spike it up a little bit. Turn that hat backwards. That's it.
But since we didn't do that, Reed's tea is 1 part refreshing, 1 part delicious, 2 parts healthy. That's what you can expect. With only 4 ingredients. I don't even drink tea, but let me tell you, that's a good drink there. What you're doing, head over to Reed's, get yourself a supply at a case or individual. Why would you do that? Get yourself the case. You won't be disappointed. But what do I know? See for yourself. Reed's tea. Click the link in the description below and use the code PPP to let them know who sent you.
All right, folks. Get up out of this point. Body, all 806 of you that check this out, if you want to do something free to support the show, you can go to our YouTube channel and just hit that subscribe button. But while you're at it, hit that like button and also hit that bell. Make that thing
ring-a-ling-a-ling
so that you can get notifications when we send notifications. Like, we will be back with y'all on Monday at 5:30 p.m. We've been doing this 5:30 rotation. I don't know how long it's gonna go.
I don't either.
We will let you know when that changes.
I need it to change.
Aside from all that, we got more Madden content coming at you. We're still in the process of recording. My oldest son, our producer, Junie's got 2 channels on YouTube. He has a gaming channel, Babyface Assassin 21 Gaming, and he also has a basketball podcast, but Basketball Truth and Knowledge. For those of you that like gaming channels, I'm also going to shout out my youngest son, Ray, now has his own channel. It's more family style gameplay, Crash Team Racing, Party Panic, those kind of games. He does Hello Neighbor. He loves playing Rocket League, so definitely check him out. It's Gaming with Ray on YouTube.
I was crying laughing when y'all were playing the division with him. And I think you were stuck. And Ray was like, stop. Ray's like, what are you doing? He's like, you're like, Ray, stop. He's like, hey, pop, 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 pop. I'm like, yo, what is he doing? And he's like, I'm so innocent, but he's not. He's like doing all this stuff.
Was it on my stream?
Yeah, it was yours.
Yeah. He's a huge prankster. He loves doing that kind of stuff. I love it.
Tell him to stop. He just like,
yeah, he was.
Exactly. All right. The other thing I want to do really quick before we get out of here, please, if I could, is boom. Here's our merch page. Where is it? Bam, right there. All right. So now, if you can see that is our merch page. All right. We got sweats on the docket now. If you're looking for some sweatpants,
me,
man, listen. Fall is coming. Only $49.99. But these are embroidered. These are embroidered. Okay, big difference between screen print and embroidering. You're gonna be able to feel this on these sweatpants. We got them in gray, we got them in navy blue, we got them in black right now. Matter of fact, I can pull these up so you can see the other colors here. Here's the black ones right here, bam, and here's the navy ones, bam. All right, I'm working on the different colors, but I gotta play around with the color combinations and make sure they make sense and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, if you're interested in getting some of this gear, we got so much stuff on this page. This is just another way for you to support the show and get some gear while you're at it. But we really appreciate anything that you get from off the merch page there. We greatly appreciate that. With that being said, it's been the Post Podium Podcast, home of the all truth, no sodium takes. I have been your co-host, Aramis.
40 keys.
Is it producer? Read them dubs.
Wow, perfect timing on the music too.
Boom.